Hey everybody, let me show you what I got here today. This is a Lenovo Yoga C as in Charlie 930 131 KB. So this unit was not giving any image. It was giving video externally, so we checked all that out. So the next step was to verify if the screen was working with another screen. But the point that the reason why I'm doing this video is usually if I haven't taken apart a device, I'm going to go to YouTube and look for a video. We didn't find anything on this unit, so then we had to just dive in there and figure it out, which is fine. Some people actually like figuring it out. I don't like figuring it out. I'd rather someone else figure it out so I don't have to, maybe screw something up. So since I did kind of figure it out, it wasn't that complicated. I already did it, but I'm going to show you how it's done. So if you do a search, here you go. So this little guy, this is how this was, right? You got this little strip right there. So the first step was to separate this strip. What I did with that is I used a playing card. Since I didn't know what's behind it or how strong it is or anything, I kind of took the softest approach to it. So that thing was stuck on there. I kind of found the weakest area and just started getting in there and just separating it there. Once you get a little separation, then you want to take a look and see, if there's something else back there that you don't want to pry. But usually when you use such a soft, card or something like that, I mean, the chances of you breaking something are lower because whatever you're going to break has to be softer than a card. So that's what you want to do. You want to use something, weak. If you put, let's say, a blade and you go through there, that's not a good idea. Because if there's just anything back there, you're going to lose it, or if it's metal or anything, aside from scratching the device and all. So that was the deal there. Very slow. The other thing, too, is when you take this off, you see how this kind of has a bend? And, I mean, I did it really careful. So you're going to get a little bit of a bend. But you also, when you do that, you want to try to avoid, that lift as much as possible. You don't want to just start, yanking it off. Let the card, do the work. You might, give it a little dab of alcohol on there if it's too stuck, so you avoid, this bend. I don't think this one's too bad, but if you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So that's that. Then after that, you come here. You got all these little screws down here, tiny little ones. You got them over here. So you say, okay, we take out those screws and we're good to go. Nope, it's glued on the back. Luckily, this is more happening more and more with these new units where they have, you'll see this little tab. This one I already removed it, but you're going to see a little tab like that. This one's white, so it's really obvious. Some of the other Lenovos, you just barely see a little black tab there. If you've worked on iPhones, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. You'll see that there, and this one, I guess, is already peeled out. You don't want to try to yank this screen off. You're going to break it. In this case, the screen, we don't know if it was working or not. So we don't want to break a screen if it winds up being something else. If you got a broken screen, you probably say, what the hell, the screen's already broken anyways. But that's not the point, You want to try to do it right. So with these tabs, whenever you look at any of these devices and they have a little tab, you're going to pull them. You're going to pull them like that, and they're going to, it's like the iPhone tabs. If you look at videos, this is already loose, people. All right, so that's why it's coming off. But that's basically the point. You want to pull that. And as you pull that, you want to kind of grab it and try to keep it flat. And it's going to pull, pull, pull. Like I said, this one is already removed. It's way longer than that. There's another one over here. This was the one on the other side. It kind of goes up the whole length. So when you pull that, you don't want this snapping on you. If this snaps on you, problem. Pull it gradually. Don't force it. You kind of feel if you get a little bit too much tension. You want to, again, try to keep this flat when you're pulling. Don't bunch this up or try to get this all twisted up. Keep it flat, keep it flat, keep it flat. That comes off. You get the other one comes off. And then that's, how you're going to finally unloosen it. Once that's loose, then the screen's going to come right off. And that was pretty much it. We tested I just tested another 40 pin or 30 pin, 40 pin LCD on it, and it worked with the other LCD. So we got a bad LCD and that needs to be replaced. This is the funkiest LCD flex that I've seen, but that's not the point of it. So those tapes go along here, I guess probably right all the way up here. And then to put it back, what I would recommend is do the same thing. Try to get yourself some iPhone battery tapes and use that. If you tape it with just double-sided tape, the next guy that comes around is going to say all kinds of names about you if they know who you are. You know, so this has clips on the top. So frankly, if it just clips on the top and you're able to get one of the bigger iPhone battery tabs, you know, that's what we're gonna do. If we change this or whatever, we'll put one on each side, which, I mean, it barely even needs it if you think about it, because this one's got those screws all the way across the bottom. So they're just there for extra protection. I've seen most of the other, I think all of the other Lenovo's with that tape is the only adhesive, period. The clips on the top and then the tape. So this has got clips on the top, tape, screws. I did a heck of a job trying to keep this screen on. So there's your tip for you if you got this unit. Now there's a video on YouTube. And that's what's going on today at PC 911.